cuties, besties, and ghosties. This is Muertera. Welcome to my channel, Muertera. To all of my subscribed friends and for returning viewers, hello! So excited to have you here today. For all of my new friends, welcome! If you like seeing content like this, definitely consider liking, commenting, subscribing. I would love to have you here. Today we're going to be channeling some messages from your person. So I'm really excited about this reading. I have shuffled out some oracles for how they're viewing the connection. We'll do a person A and B type format, so how they're viewing themselves and how they're viewing you. Because this is channeled messages, this isn't necessarily going to be like an objective to truth reading of the situation. So definitely keep that in mind. This is from your person's perspective. If things go a little bit off the rails and I feel like their perspective kind of deviates a little bit far from reality, I probably will cut off the channeling a little bit earlier and just give my objective point of view on what's going on. I definitely want this to be helpful. Yeah, so we'll do some oracles, we will clarify with tarot, and then we'll wrap up with channeled messages. So really excited for this one. If you have not done a pick a pile reading before, I will have a section where I'll explain all of the crystals and which decks are out, and then we'll play a singing bowl so you can kind of sit in the energy and choose a pile. So if I see you in that section, I'll be right there. If not, I will see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi cuties, welcome to your pick a pile section. So our first tarot deck is the YinYang tarot, and we have a piece of red carnelian. So this stone is great for feeling courageous, bold, having a really like grounded sense of self-esteem, and really going for what you want. Our second pile is the Santa Muerte tarot, and we have a piece of white quartz here. Always reminds me of clarity, clarity, clarity. And getting clear with what you want and getting clear with what your guides are guiding you to do. Beautiful. And then our third pile is the cute ghost tarot, and we have a piece of lapis lazuli. And this is really fantastic for connecting your head, your throat, head, mind, and heart. Head, throat, and heart. Head, throat, and heart. So basically, what you feel and what you think, you can also speak. Really like tie it into kind of like Gnostic principles. Okay? Okay, cuties, so hopefully you've had enough time to choose one of your piles. Go ahead and click in the description below for the timestamps, and I will see you in your piles. Okay, bye! Hi, pile ones! If you chose this little piece of carnelian, then this is your reading. And the YinYang tarot, one of my faves. I love cats. So I'm gonna put the tarot off to the side for a second while I grab your oracles. Make sure I have all of them. Yep. Okay. Cool. So your central energy was number 5, patience. I feel like this is something that has been like kind of like hard fought. 5 is the number of change as well. So I think that there are kind of a lot of like changes surrounding this connection right now, especially on this person's end. And this is really emphasized. We have the B as how this person is seeing themselves, the zebra for how they're seeing you, balance is kind of like a complementary central energy. We have dependency, and then we also have puppet. I'm going to go ahead and put these up here. Okay, so what's really like being emphasized for this person right now is they feel a bit like they are on a teeter-totter. If you see this balance card, like there's this circle, it's kind of balancing on a line, and it's like a little bit off kilter. I feel like this person feels like they have to work extremely hard for what they have right now. And I don't know that this person is a person who is like very comfortable in this patient's energy. It feels like they are working really hard towards something. And I think like I get like almost like a busy bee energy from them. What's really interesting is like the way that they're viewing themselves is this like industrious worker, very dedicated, very grounded, which is interesting because the bee is actually an air sign, but what I'm getting from their energy is more like root chakra, kind of like more like a pentacles energy. And I feel like the way that they're viewing their work, like there's something about what they're like giving their time into, that is not really paying off in the way that it has in the past or the way that they think it should. And we can kind of like get into that with the tarot, but I feel like this person feels very chaotic right now. And it's interesting because the way that they're viewing you, it's almost like there's like a slight mismatch in the way that they perceive you and maybe like external forces. It feels like in this pile there's a very like strong feeling that there are external factors in this connection that are kind of like weighing you two down and making it really difficult for you two to connect. And this person like really recognizes that until those energies out external to you are balanced, it's going to be really difficult to move forward. And I think that's why like the patience is here. Because, okay, so let's talk about B and the complementary energy of dependency. Like a bee does not work for themselves. Like they don't work alone, right? They're not the lone wolf of the situation. Like they're bringing back everything that they make to the hive. They're creating honey for the hive, for the queen. And this dependency card makes me feel like this person is almost like shackled to their commitments right now. And it's causing a lot of pain. Like it feels like they're bringing these apples and like all they're getting back is an apple core. Like there's some sort of sense of like them not actually being able to like reap the benefit from their hard work. It just seems like they're just being drained. But objectively, I think this is like something that they're not fully aware of. They just kind of they almost think like that if they keep working, it's going to resolve itself. But they're also seeing this in you as well. Like the zebra is very connected. the third eye is super activated in this zebra. And I'm going to be reading these cards more intuitive than like what's in the guidebook, to be perfectly honest today. But a zebra is free. Like, a zebra lives on the plain. And yes, there are predators, but like zebras are still pack animals. And it's reminding me of like this video that just came out of like a zebra just breaking free of the zoo. I feel like there are energies around you that are kind of chaining you and aren't allowing you to really like fully express your freedom and your passions and your creativity in the world. And I'm feeling like maybe this is like influence from family. Like maybe like an overbearing mother. But it feels like there is somebody in this person's eyes that is kind of like pulling your strings and keeping you not just away from this person, but like away from your true happiness. And it feels like this person is seeing similar energies between their life and yours, which is really interesting. There seems to be like some sort of like mirroring here. And you can kind of see that in the balance card as well. So yeah, that's just like your quick energy check. Again, this is from this person's perspective, so it might not be like the closest thing to objective truth that you've ever heard in your life, but that's kind of the name of the game, I guess, with this type of reading. Okay, we're going to pull some tarot just on the bottom of this and then channel some messages from this person. If this does not sound like your situation or how your person views the situation, I feel like this is something that they've probably expressed to you before. Like, this is very like surface level. Then you may want to pick another pile, or there might be a message in a different reading. Okay, Spirit. If pile one's person could be completely honest, what would they say to pile one? So we have the Three of Cups reversed. It feels like there are external influences, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed in this connection from this person's point of view. The Queen of Cups. The Eight of Wands reversed. The Moon. Spirit saying one more. The Lovers, and then back of the deck is the Three of Wands reversed. Okay. Sorry, I needed a quick sip of tea. So this person, if they could be completely honest, they're frustrated. Getting like, it feels like no matter how hard I work, no matter what I put my time into, there just seems to be so many obstacles and so many barriers. I'm not the type of person who is used to working for something and seeing no payoff. And it seems like there are external factors that prevent me from seeing this connection clearly and from seeing you clearly. I look at you in your life and I see you struggling against what seems like shackles. You should be free. You should be free to make your own choices. You should be free to pursue your dreams. You should be free to make your own choices. And it seems like you've prioritized the needs of others or prioritized the comfort of others over your own true happiness. And it's really through watching you and seeing you struggle that I realize that I do the same thing. I have so many people who depend on me, but what ends up happening is they just take from me. I want to be a provider. That's what I was raised to do. That's how I show people that I care, that I love them. My love language is time. But it's not necessarily quality time. It's the time that I put in to creating stability, to creating a future. And it seems like I'm blocked there too. It feels like we both got mommy issues. This is such a weird message that's coming through. Sorry. I don't know how this person talks, but that kind of popped me out of it. I want to know how to care for you in the way that is different than what I was shown. What I was shown was some type of cold, was some type of prioritization over material goods and a shackling to the material world. And I know that there is a depth of emotion within me. I know that there are these untapped waters. And I know that being unable to dive into my emotions and to truly meet you on an emotional level is what's blocking this connection. Because I really want to choose us. But I also know that I can't choose you in the right way while I still have these people in my life, or these people in my life in this way. I've prioritized the needs and wants of the people around me to my detriment, and I see that because I see it in you too. And in some way, we're very different, but we are still cut from the same cloth. And that's something that I love about you, that you're so giving. But I'm also scared that if we move this forward, where we're at now, I'll turn you into a puppet too. You won't be free with me. And I can't offer you something where you don't get to express yourself freely. Because I'm still healing that part of me. I'm still healing the part that is disconnected from my emotions. And I've got some poor coping mechanisms that I need to figure out. And it's not your fault. I want you to know it's not your fault. Because I've also pulled your strings. And sometimes the way that you feel is because I made you feel that way. And this is a part of myself that I'm not proud of. I've kept you waiting. I've kept you just on the line because I see that other people can tug at your heartstrings so easily. And I know I can do it too because I've done it. And I don't want to be that person. So I need time. I need time to be able to balance out not just my head and my heart, but my priorities. Who I'm letting take from me, who I'm giving to. Because right now, I don't have room for anything. I'm hurting really deeply. And I can't let you in because I can't bear to hurt you either. Okay, I think that's kind of all that's coming through right now. I would say this person, this is probably like pretty close to objective truth from their side. I do think that they are having a really hard time balancing their emotions right now. I think that's like the biggest challenge for them. And it may cause them to have like some avoidant behaviors. Like I do kind of see the tendency to overwork and maybe bury their emotions in work as well. There's some like industrious energy to this patience. And also it's like water above, sky below. Like their emotions are catching up to them. And I think they're kind of just like letting them flow right now and learning how to actually process them in a healthy way. I don't think they really understand how to do that. So let's pull some channeled messages as well from the cards, and we will wrap up. Okay. May we please have some piled messages for pile one's person? I want to show you the real me. Oop, that's too many. I want to make it up to you. Okay, we're going to take this whole chunk. I feel like it. I feel unworthy of your love. I don't know who to pick. I have feelings for someone else, and you are stunning. So that external influence and what's draining this person, like I was kind of getting this, and you're gonna know if this is the case. So when it's third party stuff, I really do feel that in most cases. Like this person has kind of got like the provider energy, and whatever this dependency is, like it's really like in material endeavors. I feel like if the zebra person is you, the external factors are they don't feel like a partner. They feel like more like family expectations or friends, someone who's close. For them, this potentially could be a third party. And they do have a lot of feelings for this person, but this person is really attracted to the material abundance that they can provide. It's not like a very like deeply emotional connection. However, I do feel like this person has a really, really hard time sitting with their emotions, and they do seem to have like some sort of self-awareness that until they can actually figure out how to process their emotions, like they're gonna be unable to make a decision, and they are kind of stuck in this like moon energy, 8 of Wands. Like they can't really move towards you, they can't really move away from you, because of these external dependencies and things that they've committed to, even if they're not actually making them happy. So I do think it's going to take this person some time to actually like be able to achieve that balance. I'm going to grab you some pieces of advice. Actually, do I want this one? Just to round it out. Because truly patience is one of my least favorite words in the dictionary. Sorry, friends. I'm not a very patient person. I have to like work very hard for it. But remember, like this patience is their energy, not yours. You have free will. You do not have to wait around for this person, especially if they're confused and kind of like bouncing back and forth between you and a third party. This is them, not you. So Spirit, what advice do you have for our beautiful Palo ones? Okay, Edgy Ogbe. Your reality is as big as you can dream. So Spirit is really saying, like, you have personal agency in this situation. If you are in a situation where it seems like somebody is kind of waffling between two different people, like the Lovers is about a choice. But all the Wands cards are reversed here. Like it seems like it's pretty passive, and we have the Three of Cups and two Queens next to each other. Like this person seems like they can't make a decision. And Spirit is saying like, you are not required to wait for this person's decision. Your reality is as big as you can dream. If this doesn't serve you, you are by no means like required to stay in it and keep entertaining this person. It's really up to like what you want. And I think like even from this person's perspective, like I think sometimes it's hard for you to understand what you want outside of what other people want. And Spirit's really saying like, fuck them. Like, not one person in particular, like all of them. This is your life. You get to decide what you want. You get to decide what makes you feel free, what makes you feel fulfilled, what constitutes a beautiful life for yourself. And if you can kind of remove this puppet energy and start dreaming bigger for yourself outside of the dreams of other people, because I think you're held down by other people's wishes for you. Like this person, I feel like objectively kind of wants to keep you there, right? Without making a decision. But that's what they want. Is that what you want? So again, like you have free will, you get to do whatever you want. And Spirit is saying like, dream as big as you want, but make sure that they are your dreams, because those dreams are going to shape your reality. And I think you're putting limitations on yourself, looking to other people to define what your life should look like and how you should feel. And you are so much bigger and brighter than that. Spirit's got your back, man. Okay. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your energy with me. This was really sweet advice. Like, I think that your life is going to be much bigger than you think it is. And you have such a capacity to love. That's like truly a gift to share with the world. So I'm just so grateful to have you here. I hope, if this resonated, you'll like, comment, subscribe, come and see me again. Above all, keep your little heart safe, and I hope you'll see me in another reading soon. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 2s. If you chose this quartz crystal and the Santa Muerte tarot, this is your reading. We're going to move these off to the side for a second, and I'll pull your oracles. So remember, this reading is going to be really focused on this person's, their reality and their opinion. So if it doesn't fully align with your objective truth, that is okay. We're going to do a quick energy check so you can see if this is your pile and how your person is feeling. And then we will move on to some tarot and I'll channel some messages. So we have temporary obstacles, attention to detail, deliverance, and retreat. This person seems like they're like fully strategizing right now. For their energy, we have hummingbird and the gallery of those who came before. We have space and rest as two central energies, and the rest actually came out reversed. I don't typically take reversals in this deck, but I feel like there seems to be like some like bouncing between these two energies for this person. For you, we have dragon and spirits to guide you and share tenderness. So straight off, this person seems to be in like a very like kind of like contemplative energy. With both retreats, I mean, both, all retreat, space, and rest, like, I feel like you might not be like hearing a lot from this person, and maybe that's why you are looking at a channeled messages reading. But at the core, they really think the world of you. I feel like they really respect and maybe slightly fear your intuition. I'm just getting kind of like a split vibe from that. I think it is hard for this person to go below surface level and work with like heavier energies. And it seems like you're a person who wants to help them work through those heavier energies. And I think you have a spiritual connection that really helps guide you through darker times. I think this person has a really hard time doing that inner work. And I think it's very exhausting for them. The hummingbird card kind of like talks about going and getting nectar and kind of like returning and coming back and returning. I feel like this person has that kind of coping mechanism to going through hard and difficult times. I feel like this connection was difficult for this person, and we might get a little bit more clarification in tarot. We're not necessarily like asking about that, but normally I don't take chunks of cards that like come out in this many cards, but they just felt right. And we start out with temporary obstacles, attention to detail, deliverance, and retreat. And the first two cards, they kind of give me like this like almost like perfectionist vibe. Like this person is struggling really, really hard to admit their mistakes, and not because they don't make mistakes or they think that they don't make mistakes, but it's more of like a self-love issue for them. Like it just kind of like screams perfectionism to me in this combination. And then with the gallery of those who came before, I feel like this person has expectations put upon them, like in childhood, most likely, where kind of like failure wasn't an option, or they were like heavily critiqued. I think this is something that your connection has really brought out for this person. Whether you really actually got close to this person or not, I feel like there may be kind of like two split, like this might be a person who you were like in a connection with and you had some issues, and they've kind of withdrawn and are taking time. Or this is a person who there was almost like a false start. And that's like the kind of like temporary obstacle. Like this person feels like they like, I just heard shit the bed. They shit the bed. Sorry. Not the kind like Amber Heard, okay? Like the actual kind like foot and mouth syndrome. And they kind of feel like they like ruined their potential, and they're learning to really forgive themselves for their mistakes. Because deliverance is really about like overcoming obstacles. And then retreat is about kind of like shirking away from them. So there's kind of just this like back and forth energy here where I think this person is learning to kind of like walk the line truly between like space and rest. Like I don't think that it was a mistake these came out opposing. I feel like rest is healthy, but avoidance and space and kind of like this dark hole is not. I think that they also see you in such a beautiful light because you're kind of able to like carry the light and dark aspects of yourself together and still have a lot of tenderness and a lot of forgiveness for yourself and treat yourself well. And I feel like this person is really struggling to treat themselves well, kind of in the face of like perceived mistakes. So that's kind of what I'm feeling from them right now. We're going to grab some tarot and then we can start channeling messages. So Spirit, what can you tell me about Pile 2's person? Oh my gosh, I still can't shuffle these cards very well. They are so stiff. Like, and I love them and I just want them to bridge well, but they're just, I can almost normal shuffle them. Okay. Okay, Spirit. Pile 2's person. What would they like to say to Pile 2? If they could say anything. You have the 10 of Swords. It's like butterfly moth. Ooh. And the 10 of Wands. The 4 of Wands reversed. We're gonna take them all. Okay, we have Strength, Temperance, and the Star. Oh. And then what was this last card? The 8 of Pentacles. And then I'm gonna take bottom of the deck energy too, the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like this is like meant to clarify the Star. Okay, we're gonna tuck this friend under. This is just, we got a little messy. Whenever I do so many cards on the desk, I feel like it does get pretty messy, but yellow. Okay, friends, what would they say to you? I go back and forth in my head about whether I should take action or whether my thoughts are betraying me. I feel like I've ruined the potential here. I feel like there was so much potential for happiness. And I've cracked our foundation. And I'm really trying to figure out why I hate myself so much. Why I'm unable to love myself the way that you love me. Because the love that you offer me is everything that I've ever hoped for. But I can't heal unless I can give that love to myself. And I know that in the grand scheme of things, what's happened between us isn't unfixable. We've both been through worse. But I have no model to look at for this. Nobody taught me how to achieve inner peace. I was taught to wrestle with dragons, but I wasn't taught how to love myself. I worry that I've cracked our foundations, that I've torn up our connection from the root, and I didn't even give it a chance to grow. I couldn't give it a chance to grow because it scared me too much. I'm not sure that you feel the same about me anymore. I feel like what I've done, it's hurt you in a way where you've withdrawn the love that we once shared. I don't know how much potential there is for the future if I can't change. And I'm really trying to figure out if I can change enough for this to work. I just want to think about the brighter times. I don't want to have to worry about the times that were heavy or the times that were dark or the times where I let my struggles with self-esteem get in the way of our connection. But I don't think that's fair to you. In some ways, I feel like you've mastered so many things that I've barely scratched the surface on. And I want to work at this. I want to work on building this hope and healing for myself from within, so I can show you how strong I am. I know I'm strong enough to do it. But I just worry that it's too little too late for us. I just think about the cracks in our foundations. And I'm scared. And I'm sheepish. And I don't know the reaction I'm going to get from you. Because you've been nothing but loving to me. But everybody has their point. And I'm worried you've hit yours. And so I need time to think. I need time to regroup. I need time to build up my strength, to build up my reserves, to feel strong enough to try. Because if I try and fail right now, I feel like I'll lose hope. And so I'm sorry I'm making you wait. I'm sorry for the silence. I'm sorry for everything. But all I can think about is my self-preservation right now. And I know that I'm even risking the ability to come back at all. But I think that's our only chance. And I do love you in some way, shape, or form, even if I can't show it. You are a light. And you just deserve so much more than what I can give you right now. I'm sorry. Okay. I think this person actually has like a pretty decent self-awareness, to be perfectly honest. Whatever they've done is going to vary. I think there are like multiple groups in this file. Whether you have actually been in a relationship with this person or it never really got off the ground, I think like both can apply. Above all, this person, I mean, they're kind of at the end of their rope with their own behavior. And they're recognizing, like, when I see temperance, especially upright, like temperance is always juggling two cups. This person recognizes that they can't offer a cup to somebody until they find that balance within themselves and that self-love. let's grab some messages from them from our message deck. Pile 2's person, what would they say if they could be completely honest? Okay. We have, I feel so small. I love the way you laugh. Something else, I don't know if I said this, but like, they feel like you're a light. Like, I think you really like light up the room or like light up this person's life. And I think you have like light in your eyes. Like, they really, really like your eyes when they look at you. I'm living for me right now. Like, there is a focus on kind of like self-care, self-work. I'm afraid you'll find somebody else. I'm not ready to be honest yet. I need time to think, and I have so much more to offer. Now, this person is in like a super introspective, like, just vibe right now. And it really is coming from them taking a look at their actions and realizing that, like, this isn't the person that they want to be. And that you just deserve so much more. So let's grab a piece of advice for you. I'm going to do this deck. But I do, like, honestly feel like I want to go cry like a little baby right now. So, like, this person is upset. And I don't know, like, maybe it differs from person to person. Like, it kind of feels like they should be upset, and that's what's needed for their growth. And also, like, they potentially did you kind of dirty. So I'm sorry for that. I think this person is really sorry about that too. Okay, for pile 2. What piece of advice do we have? Okay, we've got both Isis and Freya. See, this is what I'm saying, like, about, like, balancing light and dark. I feel like, you know, like, these are, like, moon goddesses, but they're kind of like the dark goddess energy. Isis definitely is. Freya's just kind of like a badass, like, honestly. But we have Isis, cast spells, protect, heal, and Freya, you are worthy, you are loved. I think this is the energy that your person is in, and this is kind of you. And, like, there's also eyes in there too. I feel like you're carrying a lot of your, like, hurt and sadness within you right now. And Spirit's saying, like, this hurt, these messages, this is this person's, like, perception of themselves. Don't let it, like, take root within you. If they did something to hurt you, it's a reflection of the way that they feel about themselves. Not, like, anything to do with who you are. Like, you really are worthy, and you're worthy of being loved by someone who can return that love. And I feel like this person is recognizing that they cannot return the tenderness that you offered, at least not right now. So you have free will. You're free to do whatever you want. You know, this is a reading on the internet. But Spirit wants to remind you, like, you have a very, like, empathetic, like, you have empathy as a gift. Like, you are empathetic. You are a light to others. Make sure that you're also giving yourself light, and you're not just kind of, like, absorbing everybody else's darkness. Because I see that a little bit in you. Where you want to, like, help and heal other people. But really, like, people need to, like, heal themselves. And I'm also thinking about how, like, they had a message about, like, strength. This card kind of reminds me of, like, the woman in Strength as well, where, like, there's this big cat, but she's just, like, chilling with it. She doesn't have to pet it. She doesn't have to grab it. Like, I feel like you are extremely powerful, and again, that's, like, through the ability for you to kind of, like, see the light and dark aspects of life and be able to kind of work through those energies and move with them. Like, you're not in battle with either side. You just kind of accept. And I think that's a strength of yours. And Spirit's just really calling that out and saying, like, this is a gift. Like, make sure as you're walking that line, you are in balance and you're not just like absorbing everybody else's darkness at your own detriment. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you for spending time with me. Time is your most valuable thing in life, I guess. And I'm just grateful to have you here. So if this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. Above all, protect your little heart. And I really hope I'll see you in another reading soon. Okay, bye. Hi Pile 3s. If you picked this Lapis Lazuli and the Cute Ghost Tarot, and this is your reading, my friends. Okay, I'm going to start out with oracles, so I will put that to the side. We're going to do an A-B format, so person's perception of themselves will be on the left, perception of you will be on the right. Remember that this is their very subjective view, so keep that in mind when you're looking at this. If something doesn't seem right, then that might be why. Okay, so we have 35, easy progress. Yeah, the way that they're viewing themselves is the black egg, the dragonfly, and the snake. And then your dreams are closer than you think. And then how we have movement, and then how they're viewing you is the moth, the wolf, and the tarantula. And then cast your sacred symbols and repopulation. So this is kind of like an interesting energy. I feel like most of the time when I see like resistance on one side of the pile, it's usually the person you're asking about. This person though, I feel like wants to move towards you really, really rapidly. And I feel like on your end, like, you maybe are like feeling like maybe this isn't necessarily the right time for you, or this person, like something about their energy is a little bit like overwhelming. Like they might be like a little too gung-ho. What's really interesting is like they're coming out as really spiritual cards, and cards that will like indicate a very deep connection to their purpose. And I feel like with this dreams, like your dreams are closer than you think. I feel like they kind of like have like put their sights on you, and have decided like to a certain extent like you're their person. And it almost feels like they've kind of made this decision before like you're 100% in. So I don't think they have bad intentions, or like, but I do think that it potentially is an overwhelming feeling for them, but also like an overwhelming feeling for you. Because it feels like they have like a little bit of armor up, but they kind of like recognize that armor's up, and they really like, they're trying to kind of like bust and shoot out of it. Whereas on your side, like, I feel like you feel, or I guess this is like how they view you, but I always think like a moth to a flame when this card comes out. They kind of feel like you're a little bit more tied to the material world. And I'm hearing kind of like pack mentality. Like you might have kind of like a protectiveness about yourself. like you kind of realize that you're a delicate moth, and something here, like when you get around really intense energies, sometimes it can be like a little bit overpowering for you. And I feel like this person also, they see you as kind of like a more like earthly and like grounded energy. And like you're almost just kind of like learning to spread your wings and fly. But I feel like the hesitation and the connection is like more coming from you and your protective nature, as opposed to this person who kind of like sees you more like like wish fulfillment and kind of wants to get the ball rolling more quickly. I mean, they do have a very like self-assured way of thinking about this connection as well. Um, and I'm wondering if for some of them, like maybe that's like not entirely earned. Like they might just have like a pretty like high opinion of themselves. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it does feel like they kind of have like the attitude of like, I got this. And for some of you, it might like be a little bit like at the expense of your decision making and your agency in the connection. I don't think that's the fact that like, I don't think that's true for all of you, but I think the potential is there. Okay. If this sounds like your person, we're going to move on to tarot. If this does not sound like your person, definitely pick a different pile, either pile 1 or 2, or maybe there's a different, a message in a different reading. So let's get it. Okay, Spirit. If pile 3's person could be completely honest, we have the 2 of Cups reversed. Ah! Oh my gosh, that almost fell in my tea. Okay. The 10 of Swords reversed. The Lovers reversed. The Moon. The Star reversed. And then, oof, there's 2 cards there. I've been getting like a lot of cards. The Knight of Coins and the King of Coins reversed. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna grab some tea. I feel like this should be easier than it is. I feel like I'm here, I'm open, I'm ready. I'm telling the universe that I'm ready. I'm ready for my moment. I'm ready for the person that's supposed to come in and fix all my problems and complete me. I don't know why this is going more slowly than I want it to. I feel like I've been successful when I've tried. In the past. But something is unclear to me about this connection that is usually so clear. I feel like I'm offering a very stable future. I'm offering a life that everybody should want. And I want to get started. But I feel sometimes that I mistake the moon for the sun and the sun for the moon. And maybe I put too much pressure on other people to fulfill my needs and to help make the pain stop. I feel like I've put a lot of pressure here. And I'm just really hoping for a new start. I'm hoping that I can take these 10 blades out and just offer one of clarity. Just offer one clear message to be able to communicate my feelings, to be able to communicate the fact that I view this person as my person. And I feel like I've kind of just expected that this person would be along for the ride as quickly as I was expecting. But I'm still kind of half in the sun, half in the moon. And I don't think I can offer anything tangible until I address that within myself without expecting somebody else to help do the work for me. I feel a little foolish. I feel like I should be able to manifest anything that I want. But the universe just keeps telling me no. And sometimes it's unclear to me what I'm doing wrong or what I need to fix. Because I've come so far, but the pain just doesn't stop. It's like an endless night. Okay, I'm gonna cut this person off. There's like something... This person's energy is like... They feel very entitled, and they feel very entitled to you and your time and attention. And there seems to be a like misunderstanding from this person of why like you won't just go along willingly with their plan. And it's just a weird vibe. Like, I don't know how else to like, I want to see what the back of the deck energy is. The world reversed. Yeah, like this person feels very blocked. And I think you're picking up on something in this person's energy that's like not completely adding up. Because with cast your sacred symbols here, and like we have the wolf and the tarantula, like your energy is showing up as like pretty protective. And there is this kind of like beautiful moth, you know, like, and this person kind of thinks that they've got like all of this spiritual knowledge or have done the self-work, have this ability to kind of like manifest their plans into life. Like, that's kind of the energy that they're in right now. But they kind of view that as like they should be able to get whatever they want whenever they want. And it seems like this is a really like strong, beautiful energy to be in if it's balanced, but it feels like this person's view of themselves and the energy that they're in is like a little bit of distortion. Like they just seem like pretty demanding and entitled. So I don't think that like the way that they're viewing you, the way that they're viewing themselves, and the way that they're viewing the connection are like is objective truth. Because like even if you just look like easy progress and movement, like they expect that whatever they go after is just going to happen for them easily. And I think like when it comes to romantic endeavors, like this attitude, like I mean, we have beautiful cards here when it comes to love. Like we have the Two of Cups, the Lovers, and the Star, and the Knight and King of Coins. We have the World, but then we have this like Ten of Blades reversed and the Moon. I feel like this person's view of themselves is distorted and distorts their ability to make good decisions in love, and also like recognize their ability or inability to actually like offer a cup. And it's interesting, like the cup in this dreams, you're closer than you think. Like it's almost like the Ace of Cups, but there's like tears falling from it. And I think this person has a lot of like unresolved pain that kind of comes up when they're looking at romantic partnerships. And you might be picking up on this. Like repopulation is also about like giving when, like it's hard to give. It's easy to give when you have a basket full of apples. It's hard to give when your like basket is full of apple cores. And I feel like you're like more in a state right now where like you're kind of like recouping your strength and kind of like getting back down to basics, like running with your pack, like hanging out with your friends, like really like figuring out how to be in your power. And this person seems like they're just kind of like trying to kind of like steamroll over that and decide for you what to do, when to do it. So that's kind of what I'm like feeling from them right now. We can grab some channeled messages. I don't think this is like a horrible person. I think they're just like a little frustrated, and like their views on reality just aren't quite there. So let's see what they say. Spirit, what would pile three's person say to them if they could be completely honest? To me, you are perfect. Yeah, this person like sees you as kind of their like perfect match. I need time to think. I betrayed you. And that Ten of Swords might be a betrayal. Like there is something distorted in the way that this person views themselves. And it's interesting because they are seeing that you're quite defensive. So there's a potential that like in this person's like self-assuredness and kind of like ego about this connection, they could have like messed up pretty big. You could be big mad right now, to be perfectly honest. Okay, I can't give you what you need. I see you in my dreams. It's the moon energy. And I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. And then on the top of the deck is you scare me. Yeah. This person does see you in extremely high light. Like, I think that they have like a good bit of ego, but they see you as their match, as somebody who can match that, as somebody who is as high quality of a person as they are. However, I don't think their actual behaviors match their self-perception. I think like their view of you is a little bit closer to reality than their view of themselves is. Okay, so let's give you a piece of advice. We're going to use the African Gods Oracle. Spirit, what would you like to say to our beautiful pile threes? Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can say this word. Ogiologbon. When death calls, there is no place to hide. And let's look up this one. I'm not as familiar with this one. Okay, impressionable and easily influenced, lives in fear of death, strong in public but cries in private, talks too much and doesn't keep secrets, gets involved with issues that do not concern you, emotionally dependent. Yeah, so this is really about like letting fear prevent you from actually pursuing what you really want. And like the thing is, like, the things that you fear, it's either going to happen or it's not. There's really like no reason to kind of like sit in that fear and make decisions based on that. But I'm kind of looking at this as like strong in public but cries in like private. I feel like this person is almost trying to get you to like sit in this energy. This isn't necessarily like spirit's advice for you. This is more like, hey, make sure that you like stand strong in yourself and you don't let yourself get easily swayed. Like, if this person's not treating you right, it's okay to walk away from it. I feel like this person is very good with their words and they are kind of like used to getting their way. I want to pull one more card along with this as well. Ooh, that was too many. That was too many. I'm going to take this top one. Courage is the fuel that will take you where you wish to be. Yeah. So we have like a card talking about fear and a card talking about courage. And I think like just in life, you get to decide which path to take, right? Like, this is a world of free will. You get to do whatever you want. You get to be whoever you want. And this Obiogunda talks about like courage and fearlessness and really being able to like execute on your plans. Something that is kind of like popping out at me as well is like, you know, the moth is drawn to light. Like, don't be afraid of the dark. Don't let somebody like put your life in darkness, put you in darkness, especially when it comes to fear. Don't be afraid of having like an empty basket of apples either. Like, if you are welcoming somebody into your life that is almost like discouraging or resentful of your protective fire and expecting to just eat all those apples like it's an endless supply, like an endless buffet, does that actually work for you? And I feel like on some level you're kind of like pushing back against this and kind of like fighting back against this. This person is not super happy that this is not just like the easiest progress in the world. Like, they think it should be kind of like handed to them. But Spirit is saying like, you get to protect yourself. Like, you're a badass. Go for what you want. But remember that like, you have to decide what you want. If you just let somebody else decide for you, like, it's never going to be what actually is good for you. And living in that kind of fear-based mentality is going to keep you stuck to people who just kind of want to like roll over you and make decisions for you. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. Um, Thank you for bringing your energy today. I'm just so grateful that you're here. Um, I know this is not an easy situation. This doesn't seem like an easy person to deal with. So I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. Hopefully, this was helpful. Above all, protect your little heart. And hopefully, I will see you in another reading soon. Okay?